we're gonna text the fucking landlord about it.
All right.
I can't.
All right, what's up? It's your boy Dwayne. I'm here with Grace, Broke Kollege Kids Podcast. So we have some interesting stuff to talk about today, huh, Grace?
I'm annoyed.
Okay.
I'm very annoyed.
So we have some annoying ass neighbors right now. Okay, hold on. Let's take them back, right? We'll go back to when we were on my birthday, right?
When we were being normal 21-year-olds who
so I was turning 21, right? The one time that we throw a party in 5 months that we've been here on a Friday night.
Let me just give you a backstory though. There's 3 21-year-olds that live in this apartment. 3. It was the first Friday of 5 months, and we decided to have not a party, a get together. There's 8 people here?
Total. 8 people total, and then some left.
And it was midnight. And I can't even explain.
Right, so we're just going about our day, having a good party, and then the day after, our neighbor, which is like an older gay couple, one of them comes up and just starts complaining about everything, bro.
They
just about life. Everything, right? They're like, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. We're gonna call the cops if it happens again. Blah 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 blah. And the other roommate was just like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, there was no need for that. And the guy even complained about us slamming the door when the door was stuck. And
the door was broken, and the door was broken.
Like, you had to pull it really hard for it to shut, and it was just a little loud, I guess. And Dylan was just like, here.
They just have to complain about everything. He was like, here, you want to try it? I can show you.
Yeah, try and shut the door right now. And the guy was like, all right, see, this is all you have to do. And Dylan's like, nope, not shut yet. Not shut yet. And then shut it for him, and then reopen the door. It's like, see, that's how you have to shut it for it to actually shut.
They have to complain about everything. And my dog that likes to bark. And then my puppy that likes to bark once a month, maybe at past a decent hour, their bedtime, at 7 p.m. God forbid.
So tonight, my sister was bringing a vehicle to me so that I can bring my mom to surgery for tomorrow. Okay? I asked Grace, I was like, hey Grace, that car doesn't have any heat in it. Can you just come along for the ride? And
me being a nice person said yes. So what happens when I leave? I get a text message from these psychotic neighbors saying, it is 10:20 p.m. Your dog is barking. I said, being a nice person and a normal human being, I said, yeah, I ran to the store. I'll be right back. The dog has been barking a lot lately. I go, well, he's a puppy. He barks when he likes to play. Yeah, it's got to stop.
A puppy.
He's a dog.
He's a puppy.
That's what they do. Do you not understand? How a dog works? And he's just, okay, well, we're going to involve the landlord. I'm like, no, you don't need to involve the landlord. He goes, the landlord's going to have a solution. I said, yeah, you could stop complaining. He's a dog. A dog. And I'm not kidding. He barks at night, maybe what?
Once every 3
3
weeks. It's ridiculous. The only time he does bark is when literally no one's home because everybody has jobs.
I can't deal with people that are like that. They like to text me at 7 p.m. on Saturday nights and be like, your dog is barking. Yep. Okay. Good for you. We live in Maine and we just splurting out some other facts that we have. I don't know what you want me to do.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. Grace needed to vent, so I'm like, this is perfect podcast material right here.
All of the stress of my life just decided to come at me today.
Alright.
Like my psychotic neighbors.
So that was a lot shorter than what I thought it was going to be.
It's fine. We can add it to something else.
We busted it out, so I guess we're going to move on to the actual topic of our first podcast.
Oh, we're just going for it?
We're just going for it. I have it all right here, so we can just read it.
Oh, family problems? I don't even know where to begin.
Okay, I guess I'll start with mine.
I don't have any problems with my family at the moment, though. That's the thing. They're pretty decent human beings, I guess.
Yeah, your family's pretty nice. I guess there's that legal thing that's going on.
Yeah, but that's
not with you.
I also don't know if I can actually talk about that, so it's not really
that's fair.
A problem.
I guess I can talk about my family because my family's kind of insane sometimes.
You're right.
Should I tell them about my sister problem?
Are we being recorded right now?
Yes. All right.
Just gonna like chime in when I feel necessary.
Okay. So my family problems, right? I love my family so much. And even though they use me and they mistreat me sometimes, I just do what I can to make them happy. For instance, we currently live in Maine, decided to move to New Hampshire into my aunt's house. Me, my mom, and my stepdad. Because my parents needed help financially because they just can't afford to live on their own, basically. And me being me, wanted to change of pace at the time and didn't want to like live under the table, if that makes sense. Like under the radar with my sister, and I didn't want to live with my best friend and his parents because that'd be the exact same thing, but just different. So we all moved to New Hampshire, right? A few months down the line, my uncle wasn't paying rent. We got evicted. We had to move back. I spent half my savings moving my family, like me and my parents, back to move back to Maine, right? I wake up on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I know I have a long few days ahead of me. So I go to work for 5. I stay there until about 10:30, and I finish my Friday cooking shift, and then I immediately start my Saturday prep shift. It was my last shift of like working there, right? And I don't get done until 6 in the morning. And then I go from there directly to just moving stuff for like 5, 6, 7 hours straight. And then I have to drive from New Hampshire all the way back up to Maine. And then we unload everything, which took another couple hours. And then I don't end up falling asleep until about 3 in the morning, Sunday morning. So I was up for like 36 hours or something like that, which is ridiculous. I had to pay for the U-Haul, I had to pay for the storage, and then later on, my mom gets a car for free from my uncle. She just has to pay for it to get on the road, which she didn't have the money for, so I helped pay get on the road, right? Now let's stop right there, and we'll take it back because they put the electric bill under my name a while back and didn't pay it off. So now, not only do I have most of my savings spent, so I can't even pay it off, I now have this electric bill that's under my name because they wanted to keep the lights on, basically.
Like one person would want to do.
Yeah. So now we had a deal. They would give me $50 a month. $50 a month. Right? And I would put in triple that to help pay it off in just a couple months. They couldn't even do that. I did $200 a month. It was driving me insane. And I love my family so much, I just paid it all off. Well, it's not even paid off all the way. I'm just upset.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's insane. I love my family.
Yeah, the things we do for family, honestly, just like, yikes.
What about you? What's a quick family?
Honestly, I don't have a family problem at the moment. Like, my mom has a lot of children, and like, they're moving to Florida, but like, I don't got any problems. Like, I used to have problems when I was in high school because my mom was a little annoying.
What's one of them?
Like, with high school?
Yeah.
She wouldn't let me do literally anything. Like, I was very busy in high school. Like, I was definitely not one of the people who, like, went out and partied or anything. It wasn't for me at that point in time. But, like, I would obviously get up. I would go to school. I had Voc that I would go to, so I would get up and go to Voc, and then I would do that for however many hours, and then I would go back to school. I had AP classes. I would leave school. I would go to practice. I would leave practice. I would go to work. I would leave work, and I would come home. And on certain days, I would obviously want to go to my friend's house because I, would like to have some sort of life, and she just was not about that. She just wanted me to be home. And I just was not having a great time at that time. But now, obviously I live on my own. I'm a big kid now, so I don't have any problems with that. So, woo!
Yeah,
adulting.
Yeah, your mom's pretty chill now.
She's pretty chill now. She comes to parties with me.
Yeah. She even came out clubbing with us.
She came out clubbing with us.
That was fun. That was a fun night.
My mom's great.
Can we talk about that girl now?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so we went to go pick me up some...
Dwayne met the love of his life.
Dude. Oh, Atlanta. we went to go to her store because we had I can't speak. To get good discounts because she works at a place that sells really nice shoes. And I wanted a new pair of shoes. That's fine. And I ended up picking out this $100 20 pair.
But I'm a G, so it was 50% off.
Yeah, so I only paid like $60. And I noticed this very, very attractive woman behind me. So I just turned around and she's very attractive. And I just kind of pointed her out to Grace, like nonchalantly. And Grace was like, yeah, she's pretty hot. I'm like, yeah, I know.
She's pretty hot. She was pretty hot.
And I didn't want to be weird, so I didn't go up to her and be like, hey, like, whatever.
Girl from Aldo, hit us up.
I know, for real.
He wants your number.
And then, after leaving the dinner that was that night for Grace's birthday, the first club we go to, this same girl walks directly in front of us to go into the same bar. I thought I was losing my mind. It was like meant to be. It was destiny. What are you doing?
Did you know that that's your foot size?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Grace has come to the realization that your forearm is the same size as your foot.
Yep.
Nice.
The things you learn, guys. The more you know.
The more you know. Just use a fake name. We're talking about cancel culture right now. We're just switching segments. Or switching topics.
I was just going to say Morgan, but I have a friend named Morgan, too.
We'll say... Oh, I was going to say
Megan.
Let's use Michaela.
Ew.
Okay, so we have a friend, Michaela. This
is
is
the flakiest person in the planet, and I love her to death, but son, you gotta commit to something.
Yeah, we were talking about cancel culture, and she didn't know what it was, and then she brought up Megan. So, for instance, we were planning a trip for my birthday, right? Instead of having this house party that we were supposed to... You know what's funny? Those neighbors would have never complained if Megan didn't cancel on us.
You know what also is funny? Like, the neighbors would not complain if they didn't have a fucking dick up their ass.
I mean... But yeah,
Which they do.
We were supposed to go to... Where'd she live? Pennsylvania?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Pennsylvania for my birthday. It was going to be like a 4-day party weekend, basically, and it was going to be so sick. And this girl says that she was going to be too tired 3 days after she got home.
She literally called us. Okay, when did she go? She went to Indiana, and she called us, and got home, and she got home on like a Monday. We weren't supposed to go down until Friday, so she had already been home for a full weekend, and she goes, "I'm gonna be too tired to hang out with you on Thursday." It was Monday.
It's like, bro, like, what do you mean?
Ugh, it's just.
And then the other day, you were on the phone with her, and we were talking about that. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bad friend. Like,
she goes, I realize I'm flaky. Like, I mean, I guess at least, like, I guess you understand.
I don't get it, though. I don't understand. Unreal.
I don't know where to carry off from there.
Listen, we're a few days later from what you just heard, and more stuff has unfolded in a different scenario. So basically, we're going to give some relationship advice.
I don't know how to give relationship advice.
Just say things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't
be clingy.
Okay.
Starters.
So we're going to give zero context for this because it's just... Grace is torn up by a situation going on at the moment.
I just don't even know where to go from there. I don't know.
All right.
Just don't be clingy. I feel bad, like, bringing it up, but, like, I...
And it's... You have to talk to him about it.
I know. I just feel stuck.
Okay. Let's flip the roles, and then, like, we'll talk about me and, what's her name?
Hannah?
Nope. Yeah, Hannah. Right. So let's say me and Hannah start talking, right? We're just friends, like, just friendly talk, right? And she happens to have a boyfriend at the time. So, like, everything's, like, mutual. Platonic?
Yes.
Yeah, everything's platonic. Yeah. Everything's platonic. And then
Hannah moves on with her life.
And then Hannah wants to move on. She's been with this guy. She's not really feeling the relationship. She just wants to have, like, a mutual breakup. It's fine. They end up breaking up. And me and Hannah start picking it up, if you catch my drift.
You going at it. It's basically what.
Yeah. Now let's shorten the time frame of when, how fast things should move. So I should not be super clingy to start with. One.
No, because it's just, if you're clingy, it's just you're smothering the other person.
Right.
Like extremely fast, and then it's just like where do you go from there?
What was that noise?
Truck.
Oh.
Something. I don't know. Like, I don't know, if you smother someone in the beginning, like where do you go from there? Like you feel like it's like a fire. Like imagine, like you have a little fire and you're building your little fire, and then it's starting to grow, it's starting to get bigger, as a fire does. Now imagine two different fires. Okay, one has oxygen, enough air to go through and get bigger, and then you have another one, and then imagine your little fire is also starting to grow, and then someone comes over and puts a bunch of sand on top of it. The little fire is now smothered. And then your little fire is going to die.
And that sand is also known as being clingy.
That sand is known as being a clingy fucking person. So imagine being that sand that just put out this fire. There is no more fire.
See, what you should do is when you first build this fire, right? Give enough space in between each log so that oxygen and space
and time can go in between. Don't be the sand, people. Just don't be the sand.
Don't be the sand, people.
That'd be good merchandise.
Oh, my Lanta.
Don't be the sand.
We should also talk about the space in between talking to someone and dating someone. Like, when you're single, you should have free range of being able to talk to whoever you want because you're single.
I mean, you can have, like, a thing with someone and be, like, invested in that person, but that doesn't mean that you have to date them. Like, if you want to be a little hoe, go be a little hoe. But if you also want to talk to someone at the same time, do that. Just don't, like, be open with them. Don't be like, oh, no, it's just you, and then I'm also sleeping with 7 other people. Like, don't be that person, because that's fucked up. But, like,
true.
Don't feel obligated when you talk to one person to be only talking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One person.
And, like, I'll play, like, the opposite role in that, because I don't care if I'm talking to someone, right, and we're not dating if they're talking to other people, because 99,000 times out of, like, 1 million or whatever it is, or out of, like, 10,000.
When someone's talking to one person, they're talking to someone else.
Yes.
It just happens.
And, like, you can't get mad at that person for doing that, because most likely you're doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have, like, a double standard, man. Not good for business.
It's not good for business.
Okay, we're going to call this segment just like a life hack, because it's an ongoing debate between our friends.
I don't think it's worth it, because it just pisses the Starbucks people off, and you're literally saving 50 cents. Like,
okay, so
I'll give you the 50 cents.
The life hack is when you go to Starbucks, you order like a small. What's it? The name of the small? A grande. So you get a grande with no ice, and then you get, what's the name for a large cup? A venti of just ice. And what you do is you pour like the small or the grande into the venti, so you get more out of the small, right? But you still get more ice as well. So I feel like we should go and like order like just a normal order, just a normal small. And
then have you do it and see who has more?
Yeah.
I think it's honestly about the same.
I do not think so. You know how much space ice takes up? Okay,
it's probably like a quarter of a small extra.
What would you do if it's like half a cup?
Well, that might be a little salty, but I don't think it's that much.
It's a life hack. Trust me. You even saving 50 cents at most, right? That's still saving money, and you should do it. So when you go to Starbucks,
do the Dwayne way.
I wish it was like what I thought of, but it wasn't what I thought of. Brought to you by Starbucks. JK, they don't love us.
Sponsor us because we like to just steal your money.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. They don't.
Listen, if they sponsored us, then I wouldn't do it. You know?
I feel. Sponsor us so he stops stealing your money. Help a brother out, Starbucks.
I know, we're a bunch of broke college kids. Get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's the next segment. Dad joke of the day.
You're killing it, son. Well, you just have to puke.
So? I mean, were you gonna do that?
No, can't do it.
Well, there you go. So, this happened the other night. So, me, Grace, Chris, and a couple of friends went out to the bars to go have a good time. And we did.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a really good time. Chris definitely got way too intoxicated.
Oh, so much alcohol in his system.
So this poor kid had to throw up a couple times.
Needed, yeah.
Like, he couldn't walk straight. It was bad. So we're in the Old Port, and we go to this club called Oasis. Oasis, what would you like describe it as?
Like a mosh pit.
He screamed like a mosh pit.
But with a bar inside.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It's like
pretty accurate.
It's like very tight quarters, and there's like a
Very,
DJ.
very
There's a
busy.
bar. Like, it's really nice. And throughout the night, me and Chris decided to go get some more alcohol, and this actually very attractive woman, which I think she had a boyfriend. I think she had a boyfriend. Because like as we were leaving, I said thank you again. So she was standing in line, and I didn't want to wait in line, so I just asked her. I was like, "Hey, can you order me a PBR, and I'll just pay for whatever you get?" And she said something. I don't know what she said, and then she just kind of laughed, and I just kind of laughed because I don't know. And then she hands me the PBR, and then just walks away. Isn't that wild? Like, some girl just paid for my beer.
I feel like this happens to people a lot more than you think it does.
No, because usually it's like a guy pays for a girl's drink.
But yeah, but there's girls out there that are just nice. Like, I might do that.
That was the first one who's ever like, that wasn't like in the friend group who's done something nice to me.
Well, you have shitty luck with girls.
I have really shitty luck with girls.
Sad.
Which is messed up, 'cause I'm a great person.
You're a great person.
Like, I was going to offer to pay someone's alcohol, and they were just like, no, I'm going to pay for your alcohol. I'm like, whoa, dude. Thanks.
You a real one, son.
You a real one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened, and then we had to pretty much leave because it was around the time it was closing, and then Chris was highly intoxicated.
So intoxicated, I don't even know.
It was a good time.
It was great, but still.
We're doing Call Her Daddy questions today?
Sort of.
Oh, fuck
Along the same lines. So this is the day after last recording, another little time jump.
Am I allowed to say swears like fuck yeah? Or should I keep it clean?
Well, I've already said it, so I mean, just don't drop any N-words, because then I have to go in.
I would never say the nice word. Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Do you have an intro?
No, this is 20 minutes in
Or
to another
okay.
segment.
Fuck yeah.
So this is this. I guess I'm gonna call it a segment with Chris. I'm gonna say it's Chris's comments, because Chris has some fucked up comments. How would you slide into a girl's DMs?
I've actually done this before. So you Google slide on Instagram, you take up a picture of a metal slide, and then you put it right in their DMs, and then you put a kid falling off the slide at the bottom. Like, so like the next picture is a kid that fell off a slide, and you'd be like, oh, I'm just sliding into your DMs, and then she'd be like, haha, you're funny, and be like, what's even funnier is me taking you on a date, and she'd be like, aw, and then she doesn't usually say anything back to that, but yeah. Or like this one time, I don't really DM girls on Instagram, so I usually do it based off their stories or something. They'll post something kind of funny. I'll be like, ha, that's funny, take your pants off. I'm just kidding.
Ha ha ha! Take your pants off, he says.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm better in person.
All right, let's go for some pickup lines, I guess. Give me a couple of good pickup lines.
Hey, Grace! Are you free tonight? Or is it going to cost me some money? Do you have directions to your apartment?
Why?
That's funny. So, on a real note though, aside from being sexy, what do you do for a living?
I'm not answering this question.
Hey, I lost my teddy bear. Can I cuddle with you tonight instead?
Hey, Grace, you gotta leave. You're gonna make all the other girls look bad.
And this has been picking up girls with Chris.
Wait. Grace, come here. Please. Just come here. It'll be funny, I promise. Smile if you want to have sex with me.
Can you repeat that?
Carpets kind of freak me out.
Why do carpets freak you out?
Because where did they get this fur from for us to walk on?
It's like thread. Hold on.
Yeah. Ducks having a 1-inch penis.
Okay, so why do carpets creep you out?
Because you say they're made of just thread. What does this thread come from? You know how many...
Probably either sheep or polyester.
That's what I'm saying, sheep.
Like,
so we're walking on a sheep right now that has no fur, that's cold in the winter, and we're just on this shit.
That's not how it works. What do you think your clothes are made out of?
You're getting me to a whole nother subject, clothes. I prefer just to be naked.
So you're telling me if it's the dead of winter, you'd rather be naked? You can't even cut up with the blanket now, if you want to go that road, because that's also made out of...
Can we pause this for a moment?
Alright, so this podcast has been a little all over the place, but you know what? It's fine. We're just rolling with it. This month is No Nut November. I don't know when this is going to go up, but currently we're in No Shave and No Nut November. And Chris didn't even make it 20 days in, failed both.
So, No Nut November failed about 13 seconds into it.
I made it 3 days.
Well, like, I made it 13 seconds and then, like, 3 minutes. And then I took, like, a break and I made it, like, 3 days. So, like, I did something. And then No Shave November. It was a solid 19 days, unfortunately. But that shit was pissing me off. I just had to get rid of it.
I have not failed No Shave November. I don't really grow facial hair.
Yeah. Dude,
I get, like, goat scruff, like, right on my
chin.
chin.
On your neck, bro, it fucking is itchy.
Dude, my mustache gets really itchy. That's it.
I wish my mustache could get itchy. No, I don't. Why did I say that? I literally almost kept the mustache.
Grace, did you fail No Shave November? Grace,
let me see that mustache.
No, I didn't fail.
Looking like a true Mexican over there.
Facts. Alright, so moving right along to the next segment, we're just going to talk about post-nut clarity.
So post-nut clarity is when you're done finishing. In case any guy doesn't know what that means, it's when you're done and you came, and you think to yourself for a moment of every bad thing or thing that's going on in your life, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing right here in this bed? It happens every single time.
Or even, like, if you're just watching porn, right? And you're just watching, like, some grandma get fucked by a midget, and, like, it's, like, in the moment, you're, like, you're digging it, and then you...
That was really specific, and I've actually watched grandma's fucking midgets, so I feel you on that.
I've never watched that. That was just an example of an extreme porn category.
That's extreme to you? Holy shit. Honestly, sometimes you'll finish and you'll be like, what am I doing with my life? My hand's there. I'm in the bathroom.
Or, like...
I used lotion. I had to stick a finger or two in my ass just to finish things. And then you think to yourself, what the fuck's going on? Why am
or
I
even,
doing
like,
this?
why am I watching this video? Why did this get me aroused? And then, like... Or, like, if you have a thought about, like, a past person you had sex with, but, like, you don't want that anymore. And then you're like, man, why was I just thinking that? That's...
I cancel that shit out every time. Like, I'm still a virgin.
Lies, all of them. Yeah.
I want to make...
Would you fuck on the first date?
I think you need to fuck before the first date.
Okay. I heard this theory, right? Like, if you're actually interested in someone, not just like a one-time fuck, you cannot have sex with them within like the first month. Otherwise, it just won't work out.
Oh, yikes.
Is that true? Do you think that's true? Because, like, I think it's very true.
Yes and no. Like, before the first month, could it be on the first month? Like, date?
Just, you're overthinking that part. Just...
Well, I'm trying to think of personal experiences. Julia and I had sex 4 weeks in. It wasn't a full month.
Well, that's basically a month. Right?
We didn't end up
Just
working out.
just like a large time before. Like, you go on your first, like, couple dates, right? You still haven't had sex, but you're, like, still talking, like, getting to know each other. Compared to just sleeping with someone the first time you, like, go out and hang out with them. Like, go drinking or whatever.
Well, because when you do, like, a one-night stand before that, you tend to do some freakier shit right off the bat. You open your boundaries way the fuck up right away. And then, like, you're
not
kind of
necessarily.
well, even if you don't, you're kind of just skipping a whole bunch of stages. And so, like, you skip the whole getting to know each other part first. And, like, I saw a Twitter post the other day about this. And this girl was like, I waited 5 months to have sex with this dude. And all I got was shrimp dick. I wish I, like, started hooking up with guys on the first date again. I was like, oh. She's like, no, I'm in love with a shrimp dick. I was like, damn.
Yeah, but 5 months is a really long time. That's almost half a year. I'm just talking about, like, at least a month. Because then you're not so involved and so, like, down and dirty, right? 5 months down the line. But it's not like you just met him that day. You see what I mean?
Yes, I'm trying to think of how my answer is. I think that's true.
Grace, what do you think?
About what?
Come here. Do you think that if you have sex within, like, the first month, your relationship, quote unquote, isn't gonna last very long? Whether if you waited at least a month to, like, to get to know him and then, like, have sex, it would last longer.
I think it depends on the person. I don't think that. No. I think you can have sex before a month and it'll still last. Because I did that, and then my relationship lasted 6 years. So.
I mean, that's, like, one instance.
But that's what I'm saying. The same thing happened with Julia. We didn't wait that long. And then we dated for like 3 years.
I think it depends on.
Well, it was a while. I don't know. Sorry.
Do you think it's more like a personality thing than an actual,
I think
like...
it's like a situational thing. Like, if you're in it to get the fuck out of it, then if you're gonna have sex within a month, you're probably gonna be done. If you're in it because you enjoy the person, then
I've
it doesn't
100%
matter.
dated someone after having sex just because I felt bad.
Yeah.
And, like, just kept it going
Is
for
that
a little bit for
with
moral sakes.
Ashley?
It's with a couple. I'm a virgin, so, but, may have happened a couple of times.
Was
Yes.
Ashley one of them?
She sure was.
Yeah. No offense to her, she's a sweet girl, but I don't think you guys would have lasted. I don't think you guys should have dated at all.
Nope, you get it. But that's fine.
Do you even know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Who do you, how do you know who that is?
Because are these yours?
Yes.
Wait. I'm confused.
Okay.
Does she know who Ashley is?
I don't know. Alright, now here's the
You're
real...
thinking Addison.
So who are you thinking?
He said,
Ashley.
Oh.
yeah, someone you don't know.
Well, same situation.
No, this girl's dad is my fucking chef. And, like, owns a lot and is, like, a millionaire. But yeah.
It's fine. No, here's the real question. Would you ever fake an orgasm?
Have I? Yeah, of course. Not even a would you. Have I? Yeah. When you're going at it and you, like, spit right on their back and, like, oh shit, I'm fucking done. Oh no. Gotta go home.
I only have one time.
Really?
Yeah. Cause, like, usually I just, like, do my thing. If I'm not into it, I just kind of do my thing and it's, like, over.
I am very...
But if I'm just, like, really not about it and, like, I know I'm not going to be able to finish, I'm just like,
I'm very particular about how things have to be. And if you're just not doing the job, like, peace out, buddy.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where, like, I just didn't, like, finish, but I didn't fake. I only faked once, just because it was, like, a one-night stand and I didn't want the girl to feel bad. And she's like, did you finish? I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, so I have to go somewhere.
I usually will, if that happens in a scenario, not usually, it doesn't happen often, just putting that out there, but I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go get some drinks, like, from the store, do you want anything? She'll be like, yeah, can you give me this and this? And then I'll be like, sure. And then I'll leave and block her on everything, never talk to her again. And then she's still waiting for a drink 2 hours later. Whatever.
All right. Interesting. Okay. No, but like after the fact. Like you guys just like did the dirty. It's all over her.
You gotta grab a towel.
Chris just got
uncomfortable. You can't be like a fucking fiend and just be like, alright, go do that shit yourself. Grab a towel, be some nice, put the Plan B in her drink without her knowing.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'd like leave it in the package. No, it's like on top of her. You didn't nut inside her.
You gotta put the UTI pill and you gotta crush up the Plan B and the
you
UTI
didn't nut
pill.
inside her.
So you can still get a UTI without nutting
The UTI
inside.
pill?
Yeah, there's some.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
I think of Plan B.
No, I'm thinking of something completely different. Never mind.
You crush that bitch up, put it in, grab her glass of water.
Why can't you just like hand it to her? Like, here's this just in case if you need it.
Because then she'd be like, I can do that myself. Fuck you. Get away from me. Then you're gonna have a child in 9 months.
You didn't. Oh my god, you didn't nut inside her.
What shit happens?
Did you nut inside her?
It's a story.
Yeah, did you?
I would never.
Yeah,
How was that water you got the other day?
Oh my god. I got it for myself.
Long story short is, don't sleep with Chris and not expect a nice drink afterwards. Oh my Lanta. Alright, this is getting out of control. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. It's been the Broke Kollege Kids Podcast. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Tell the story. Don't have sex with Chris unless you want a child.
Yeah, don't have sex with Chris unless you want a child. Alright, thank you all for listening.
Hey, what's 9 months from now?
See you later. Bye.